Hello, Oder, how's it going? Good morning, how's it going? It's pretty good. Hope you're doing well today, too. More work on the mod. I think I am nearing the end of this update. Very much so. So we're hopping in. I gotta figure out the attunement core system, and I think I know what I'm gonna do. So some things have changed from the last stream. There is no longer armor of evocation or anything else like that. Instead, I'm repurposing the attunement cores, and I spent some time last night figuring out the logic to make a cooldown system to where if you've had an attunement core on and then you take it off or swap it, it will trigger the debuff to not be able to put on another attunement core. I figured all of that out. I gotta tell you, the logic stumped me. Stumped me for a while. And now I have all these attunement cores. I think it just feels better having your specialization be on the core itself and not necessarily in the armor. Right, because it's like you're going to get tier 3 armor, and then you're going to get other tier 3 armor. And then if I want to make this a tier 2 thing, I have to make all versions of the tier 2 armor that, like, scale the stats and stuff. It's like, well, you know what? Since this is percentage-based stuff, I could just have this unlock at tier 2 like it currently does, right? You would charge up the... You would get, like, the light attunement core, charge, whatever, right? And then you would just turn that into like an alteration attunement core or whatever you want. And then the percentages mean like if you're using your tier 2 spells and it does 10 damage, well, it will do 15 damage, right? If it's an evocation spell and you have the evocation core. So that's how that's gonna go. And each one of these has color as well. So I figured most of it out. I just need to finish it. So attunement's gonna be red. And then alteration's going to be the kind of teal. And then purple's incantation and orange is conjuration. So those are going to be the colors. So I just have to connect the couple of dots. And I have to fix that too, that max mana. You know, actually, I don't think I have to fix that. I thought to myself, I'm like, if you are attuning, I'm a fan of losing out on something as well. I think having less max mana, but having like the mana saving cost and the cast time and better duration and everything, right? Like less max mana, I think that's a pretty decent trade-off. Especially if it's 50, right? Because that means that like you would have about 80 mana when you become tier 2, and no one's getting this right at tier 2. Right, so you lower your mana pool, so it's not worth it to attune early on with you being a mage. Not worth it. I think this is a really good system. Have a negative, and if you see there, I also put in the meditation mana regen as well. You get 2 more mana points by attuning, plus all the perks for the specialization. So I think that's a pretty good... What do you think, Oder? You think that's pretty good? A little balance? Because when you are like tier 3, 50 max mana points is nothing. Your armor alone gives you 300 more mana, right? Like 50 is like nothing. If anything, it may be a little too weak. A little too weak for a debuff. So maybe more debuffs coming, but... Man, I picked this up. It's a Dr. Pepper Black Cherry. Giving that a try. Smells okay, actually. It smells like black cherry. You know what? That's actually not bad. It didn't make me gag. All right. Good job, Dr. Pepper. Kind of a weird taste afterwards, but it really does taste like black cherry. That's a good black cherry flavor. Not bad. Okay, so I'm gonna repurpose these. So that's the first thing I'm gonna have to do. That way, anyone who has unlocked one of these will be able to just convert it into, you know, one of the new things, right? So people aren't going to be missing out on all of that essence. Let's pull up. Let's focus on that. Pull that up. Oh, and I did something else too. Oh, it's not in this world. Here, let's go into the other world. Wait a minute, let's go back into this world. I saw something weird just now. Do. Come on, let me back in. I want in. Meow. Oh, that's why. I was looking at things. I'm like, wait a minute. So my max mana, with it being 50, I have 1 mana point having this on. But wait a minute. What would it be? Wait, what would it be? I gotta test a couple of things. I need to. Oh, I changed some things in the manual. I've updated some stuff now. I tell you little things if you reread it, like treasure hunters also have a chance to have magic items like Riftbloom Seed and Ciphers. Like the spell casting, this is different now. Now I have like it goes into spell schools and what each spell school does, and then it goes into stabs, and then it talks about transmutation and the 3 versions. So I've changed a lot of the stuff here. I have the new ritual in. Oh. There we go. This is the ritual of elemental infusion, and it's got like links to everything. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So I updated the guide. I do have to update Essence Attunement, but I need to finish this Essence system first. That's what we got to do. I need to erase mana. Oh, I fixed a long time bug. Watch this. Watch this. I erased mana. Normally you'd have to reload, right? Not anymore. Unlocked mana. Bam, there it is. You have a mana bar right away. You don't have to reload. Another thing I fixed too, like remember the icon? The icon didn't change. Nothing really updated. 5, 6, 7. Okay, so now this time it should give me exactly 50 mana points. You could see there it says next magic tier is now available. When you have your magic tier available, I send you a message now as you gain maximum mana points, reminding you that it's available. And you could see there that the green arrows next to the tier 1 icon popped up. Everything is like refreshing correctly on an like as needed basis too. So that's pretty awesome. I want my music to be a little louder. There we go. There we go. Alright, so what happens if I put on an evocation core? Oh, it won't let me because... Oh, exhaustion. Oh, that's not good. So I just tried to put this on while I had the exhaustion debuff, and it refreshed the debuff. Ooh, no, we gotta fix that. I'm gonna claw out your eyes and drown you to death. Alright. I think it's triggering in here, right? Because I put it on, and then it's taking it off right away. So what I need to do here is say, well, let me make sure. Armar references dot logger. I think it's firing in here. This is where I'm gonna have to do it. So I'll put like a 1, bunch of dashes. Triggered. And I'm just gonna pop this in here as a 2. I want to make sure it's not firing both. It triggered 2 and then it triggered 1. Oh, so it triggered this first. And then it triggered this. Ooh, because it had it on and then it took it back off. I think it's just in here. I'll do it in here first. I'm just gonna say if... I'm gonna pop an if statement in. I'm gonna cut all of this, put it in here. Here we go. I need to get the time. So that's the full time. So 300 times 2 plus 1, because I had just the 1 tick. Let's go back to magic knowledge. Let's find something about exhaustion here. So, hey Spetsy. Here we go. Okay, exhaustion. Here we go. So it's called exhaustion timer, which is this. There we go. This is what I want to look for, and I think this is a long, maybe? It's an int. Well, well, well. Alright, so let's undo that. Let's do player dot watched attributes dot get int. We'll have a default in there of 0. Whoops. There we go. So if this is greater, if this is less than or equal to, we'll do 1. We'll do 1, up to 1 second. And anything below. Then you can trigger this. Let's see if that's enough to do it. Alright, I put it on. It's no longer resetting it back to 10 minutes. Good. Now, what happens if I put this core on? Okay, so it's not resetting it at all. Awesome. Let's make sure it still triggers, though. So if I go back into here... This is the little admin cheat that I put in here. So by uncommenting this, in 5 seconds, the debuff will disappear. Boop, boop. There it goes. Right, so now if I put this on... Yep, I am attuned for evocation. Oh, look at that. It comes up as 0 mana. I love that. So you're too young. You are too young to use mana. Is there ever a scenario here where you could get negative mana? I don't know if there is. Insufficient mana. Good, good. It doesn't crash. Now you could swap out, right? Like I just put the trinket on here, another emblem, and it didn't dismount this. It didn't throw this off. It used to do that. So I could put that on. See, as soon as you take it off, even if you try and swap it with like another core, see, it throws it right away and then it triggers exhaustion. That's what I want. Even if you try to do the just right click. See, there we go. Dropped it. Lunatic, hey, dropping by to say hi, but it's really late for me. I have to work early in the morning. Well, hello. I'm glad you hopped in. So hi and bye. All right. Well, you get some decent sleep.
Also
and
boop.
coming in. Also boop. Oh, that was cool. My text work there, I heard also boop. All right, nice. Thank you so much. Coming in with a tier 1. I will have a great stream. You have a great night. Who knows? This is really close to being released. This is the last part that I'm doing. I have one more part of the guide to do, to fix up, and then it's just quick, maybe spend a day playtesting in a server, and then release it. Release it. People can get their hands on all this stuff. You have a good night, though. You have a good night. Oh, this is good. And it is saying triggered 2, triggered 2. Yep, which is this, which is what I would expect. Nice. Nice. Look at that. Love it. Alright, good luck and thanks. Thank you. Alright. So that's been disabled. So we fixed that, which is great. All the bugs I can find now, gonna make things easier. Alright, so that is on. Yep, and it threw it off. Awesome. Okay, so let's start looking at... Oh, and you can see here, it also gives you a warning message, too. If you try to put on an attunement core when you are, you know, recovering, I tell you, your attunement core drops as you try to put it on. You need more time to recover, right? So you'll know. Kind of don't want to listen to this one. Wait, let me put the song on that we all want to hear. Where is it? Little Grumtussy. So how hard will it be to add this update once it's live to an existing server that uses the current version of the mod? I'm guessing basically impossible with all the changes? Wrong! It should be, like, there will be a few spells, like if you have the velocity spell, that's no longer a thing. All the wands that you would have, and all they would show up is just like an item with the black, you know, kind of box, like square tilted on the side, right? The I don't exist as an item look. That's the extent of it. It will take time for like the traders, right? The treasure hunter traders, they will need a cycle to start, you know, to put out some of the potential to put out some of the magic items for sale. But everything else, there shouldn't really be any major lift here. You may see a couple blocks have like texture changes. For instance, if you already have a Magitrix, you'll notice that the texture will change on it. It'll work the same, but the texture looks different. Any items that you had created before, you won't gain the benefit of like everything being cheaper, but everything should just start working a little differently. You'll notice like all your spells will automatically get categorized into their spell schools. Some spells, the spell registry hasn't changed too much. All the lesser spells are gone, but they're gone with the wands. And I already put in fail safes if you did have like the old transmutation spell as your active spell. I already put in things on the back end to where when a player logs in, if they have a spell memorized that no longer exists in the global dictionary, it resets that to no spell, so you don't get any crashes or anything either. So I made sure I took some time to iron all of that stuff out, so you'll just have all the benefits of that. Even like armor, like I made sure not to change registry names, right? So when you change registry names, that's when you got major issues. But everything else, like the new, I don't know if you were around, but the Spellforge has had huge changes. Now what you could do is when you put down your Spellforge, a lot of it everything looks the same. But now what you could do is take your ciphers a step further. You have your generic ciphers of each type, right? So the old ciphers would be tier 1, 2, and 3 of like light essence. But now you could take those a step further to get specific types. So if you want to be an alteration mage, you're like, you know what, I want to buff and heal, that's what I want to specialize in, those are the spells that I want. You can get like the light cipher of alteration by taking your old light cipher, popping in a couple candles and magic chalk in the right place, and then when you put that in, now the available spells, instead of being like a 1 out of 30 chance to get like flash heal, now you will have a 1 out of, since it's tier 1, I can, here, let me pull up the, spreadsheet. Where is the spreadsheet? There we go. Right, so alteration, and there are more spells, right? Like flash heal is now a tier 1 mage spell, right? So since it's light, it's alteration, and it's tier 1, so I would have a 1 out of 4 chance to get flash heal. So if you know what category the spell you want is, you can narrow your search down more. And all the other spells too, like how you would get like the resist nature, resist lightning, resist, all the spell variants are not searchable. Like you cannot research any of these through the Spellforge. You can't research anything, any spell that has like elemental variants. Now there's a ritual for that. So you would set up the ritual, throw your grimoire in using the correct elemental crystals, and then you can directly turn Rust Orb into a fireball if you want to have fire spells. So it's gonna be pretty darn sweet, I think. Also, all the spell scrolls and stuff, don't mess with it, sweet. My friends really want some spell scrolls, but they're crashing hard on us. We're looking forward to it. Yeah, I fixed all of that too. Spell scrolls work. Do you now speaking of spell scrolls, do you think 4 charges is a decent amount? Do you think that was good? That was a good move? Because it used to be like 1 shot, use, done. Now they're not. They got 4 charges. In your opinion. Yeah, I'll show you here. See, and there's another thing too. See, I can use scrolls now. I actually embedded this when I was fixing everything. If you are in admin mode, in creative mode, you can infinitely use a spell scroll. So you don't have to worry about it, ticking down. But if you are not, right, I'm in survival now. And if I cast it, really? See, I just lost 1 durability. Oh, bastard. Oh, I can't move! Game mode 2! I can't move while casting a spell scroll. I'm like, why is it interrupting? Bastard, you almost killed me. I'm your father. Yeah, take that. Jerk. How could he? I gave you life. This is how you repay me? This is awesome. Definitely awesome. I fixed a lot of stuff. And Spetsy, did you guys, when you unlocked magic, did anyone notice rubber banding? Kind of like as you're running around and stuff? Because if you did, this update should eradicate all of that. I spent a lot of time going through the HUD, spell casting, like how you cast a spell, how it calls things. I greatly optimized. Like, it should fix all the problems. Oh man, that's good. You know what? Dr. Pepper. Yeah, when I buy Dr. Pepper, I'm usually feeling like in a mood. It's like I just I want to punish myself a little bit. That's what Dr. Pepper's for. Because let's face it, whoever opened up Dr. Pepper, took a drink, and was like, "Oh, that hit the spot." It's like when you're losing your teeth, right? And you'd wiggle that tooth, and it kind of hurt, but it's like, kind of feels a little good. That's what Dr. Pepper is. But this blackberry Dr. Pepper actually tastes pretty good. He's one of the best Dr. Peppers. Oh wait, what am I? Oh yeah, I'm going into this world now. All right, let's go over to here. So I need to find the attunement cores, because we gotta clean this up. Attunement core, here we go. So we have light, neutral, dark. We have the evocation, alteration, incantation, conjuration. Are you really trying to move me? You want to move me? It's in here, butt face. Oh wait, I don't want to knock them away too. Take that. Where do you think you're going? Oh no, I knocked them away too. They're no longer in jail. I just wanted to get rid of this guy. That's all I wanted to do, was just get rid of this guy. Oh man, that's good. I think it depends on the cost of the scroll. Oh, the scroll cost went down. I retooled the whole duplication system to be tier 1. So if you pull up the Magitrix now, the Magic Tricks is more or less the same, right? I figure you need some build up for this block. It takes Enchanted Stone now instead of Zeganite. But the big part of that, right, was the Scroll of Binding. That is incredibly... It used to be like 8 pieces of paper and 2 of the tier 2 scrolls. Now it's just 2 primordial fragments and 2 pieces of paper. Super cheap. Super cheap now. No one should have an issue really with this, especially with the change for a Rust Mage. They now have Gear Caller again. So you will have higher drop rates for Rusty Gears to help offset the Rusty Gears that you are shattering, right? And honestly, I feel like maybe that, Scroll of Binding, there we go. I had totally forgot the name just now. If anything, I think maybe this should be like another primordial fragment right here. Right? Because you're getting 4 charges, and I mean this is incredibly cheap. Because remember, this does not scale. So if you do like a tier 3 spell, I mean, come on, it's still the same Scroll of Binding. Yeah, range and ranged weapons. You can't move while using it. Ranged weapons would be cheaper for non-mages. Maybe higher tier 1s would be worth it. I don't know. When it comes to buffs, utility, spells is very, at the very least though. Core feels decent enough. Probably a good spot for them. All right. Yeah, and I mean it's a lot cheaper too. And yeah, you know there's definitely a difference between tempo stability. Here we go. Let's gain all that back. But yeah, you do raise a good point. Like, you can't move while casting this, but that's kind of the thing, right? Like, this is kind of like, if you are a mage, you probably would have like your own spells. If you're not a mage, then yeah, it doesn't make sense that you can move while trying to read a scroll, right? Like, it's like someone who doesn't read, getting them to speed read. Like, attack spells may not be like, if you're doing something like a fireball, like this is what I'm thinking. If you are fighting one of the bosses that I'm going to put in, it may be worth it to have a couple spell scrolls for the element that they are weak against, just in case, because you will run out of mana, right? So being able to pull up a scroll to, you know, fire off a blast or two isn't necessarily a bad idea. To have a scroll of, like, healing, right? To heal you. That's not a bad idea either. You know, it's tough. With it being cheaper, IMO, it's probably fine. It's not a massive deal that non-mages can't do attack spells well. Yeah, right? You know, the funny thing is, I think if they... So, technically, if a non-mage gets the intellect buff, then the spell scrolls, like if they do an attack spell, it will actually do more damage because it's being magnified by that buff. So just throwing that out there. Like right now I'm attuned for evocation, right? So fireball, let's see here. Let me get... It's a good thing I looked at this. So I do not see... Oops. Alright, so we gotta look at this one more time. I do not see fireball dealing more damage. You know why? Because it's seeing this. Okay, I gotta change this. I think I know why. I have a note to myself in my text document to look at this. Notepad. Check attunement core item equip. Yep. There we go. Yeah, because right in here, I look to see if it's an attunement core and it's soulbound to you. So that one would be soulbound to me. And what it's looking for is the broken stat here. So what I have to do is just say if that slot path contains attunement core, then broken is going to equal false. That's how we fix it. Oh, and it's upset with me. All right, so let's log out. Now that's funny. Speaking of, does Essence School Attunement help with buff duration? Yes, it does. It does. It affects all that stuff on scrolls, yes. So if you are fully buffed and you use a spell scroll, it will have a magnified... so if you're fully buffed, right? So if you have like intellect, I don't know, whatever other buffs, right? And then that goes through the math. If you are attuned to like evocation, for instance, then yes, your spell scrolls will do more damage as well. The spells will be they will cost less mana. They'll cost 25% less mana. They will cast 25% times fast, or you get 25% spell haste when performing like evocation spells if you're attuned for it. Any buffs in that school line, like evocation has one buff right now, which is spike shield. That is doubled. The effect of that is doubled. The duration, the effect itself is also it's not doubled. It's increased by 50% right now. The stat increases by 50%. So, for instance, you look at this. There we go. So instead of doing 5 damage, because I'm attuned, it will do 7.5 damage. Instead of having a 6-second cast time, it has a 3-second cast time, right? So it's... Oh, no, yeah. Is it cast time? I think it's 25%. So I think it's like 5 or 4 seconds or whatever. So right now it's 3 seconds. So Fireball, every 3 seconds you can do 7.5 just for attuning. If you pulled up... Oh, you know what? Alteration would be a good core to show you. Attunement! Yeah. Alright, I triggered the debuff. This makes it to where you can't just, like, you know, item swap and then become, like, a god at like, other schools. When you pick a school, you're sticking with that school. And you could take it off, right? And then you gotta wait for that 10-minute timer. I have my cheat still on, so I just have to wait 5 seconds. But, see, now I'm attuned to alteration spells. So, if I go back down to here, see, 14 seconds, 4-second cast time, 5 damage, right? I'm not getting any benefits, but let's look at swiftness. Right? So that, you know, instead of being like the 50 mana, it's like 45 mana. Instead of 12 seconds, it's 9 seconds. The duration, instead of 10 minutes, it's 15. Instead of 50% run speed, it's now 75% run speed. Right? So that tier 1 spell became a lot better just because of that. And I think duration, I may increase duration to be 100%, right? Because right now, if you are attuned and you cast the tier 3 version of swiftness, like, this is why I got rid of velocity, because this is actually, like, faster than velocity when you magnify all the stats. There was no reason for velocity. So swiftness, 225% run speed for 45 minutes, our minutes, not in-game time. Instead of 30 seconds, a 21-second cast time. Instead of like 500 mana, it's like 281 mana. That is pretty good. Or 300, instead of like 310 mana, I think is what it is. And this is just a starting point, right? If people think like, yeah, duration should be like 100%, but the stats may only need to be 50%, because the scale, it does kind of get ridiculous with some of the scale. I may have to tune back the stats a little bit, but also you could get other things like let's go to equipment, right? So buff duration ×2. So if I put that on as well, now if we look at a spell, right? So now it's 25-minute duration instead of 10, right? Because it's taken 50% plus 100%, so it's 150%, right? So you can equip other things. I want to make belts, bracelets, necklaces that you could find in the world from like rare drops and stuff and boss drops to increase your stats further, right? You just got a necklace that gives you 10% spell haste for alteration type spells, right? Or you got something where it's like, you know, the bonus attack for evocation spells, or, you know, and then I could do things where it's like, yeah, it increases your attacks by 50%, but, you know, these other stats are like negative, right? Like I made it to where it's like a sliding bar. You know, just like this, right? You could put this on in a tune, but your max mana gets reduced by 50 points. But you gain 2 meditation. You know what I mean? It's the new system's pretty baller. There we go. We will use the Archmage Necromancer Staff for testing. One of my favorite staves. Okay. Oh, I made rope. I made Mage Weave rope. There's 3 versions. There's like the thin or the regular rope, the thick rope, and this is the extremely thick rope. So I did that too. Just something for people to be able to decorate with. Why not? Why not? Let's go back into here. Let's take this off so I don't forget. Alright, that is good to go. Let's, the attunement core. I need to change the light, neutral, and dark cores. Mmm. Delicious. Dr. Pepper. Okay, so I have a light charged core. I did not mean to put that on. I did not mean to trigger the debuff. Alright, so in attunement cores, I think I want to change this. So I'm going to copy this, right? Just so I have it. And then I'm going to do by type. There we go. Paste that in, right? Oh, I forgot. Forgot to encapsulate it here. There we go. Now I can paste that in. And then... I think the best way to do this. Maybe, I think, isn't it base? Isn't that how I do this? Potentially. This has got to be emblem, right? So, do emblem right there. And I'll do evocation. We will start with evocation. Let's see what that does. So if this is working right, only evocation should be able to be equipped. Okay, that isn't allowing it. But that isn't either, so that's not the right verbiage there. Is the close category? Can you successfully do that by type? Oh, you know what? It's probably that. Probably that. Let's try that. Reload. So I should be able to, at least it will try to put it on, right? I have the exhaustion. You know what? Let's go back into here and let's just undo that. Let's get rid of exhaustion. So within 5 seconds, it will drop the debuff. Yeah, sorry to answer your question earlier. We didn't have rubber banding, but we did have animation ghosting. Sometimes IDs cast an item. Sometimes I'd cast an item, and people would see the casting circles for the next half hour or so in the spot that I cast. I did go through and clean up a lot of that. There was a lot of issues with all spells now have particles. A decent working particle system that's synced a little better. So in the next update, we'll have to see if some of that clears up as well. All right, so can I put this on? Yes, I can put that on. I cannot put that on. And I cannot put that on. Excellent. So now I can just go into here, paste, delete, copy, paste, paste. So, alteration, incantation, conjuration. Let's reload. Yeah, I hope that gets fixed. Or I hope that I did fix it already. it's kind of hard to test for that stuff when I'm doing everything myself, right? Because it's like how I don't have like 3 accounts that I can all log into the same server with, and you know, look at one player while I'm doing things with the other player. To some degree, I have to assume everything goes to plan if I create it right. There we go. All right, so we triggered exhaustion. That's fine. Let's make sure I cannot. Oh, good. I cannot equip the light charged anymore. Perfect. Perfect. All right. We got a little more cleanup to do now. Mainly the magic stat modifier stuff. Light, neutral, and dark can all go away because you can't equip it anyways. I'm not going to get rid of it because I propagated the old system. Like, that's also part of the new system. So if I ever want to make something where, like, I have the ability to say, like, you know what, if it's a light-based buff, then increase or decrease the duration stat of that buff, right? I put in pipelines for all these different, like, variations of things. But that's not really needed right now, not with this. So see how it says, like, magic stats and, like, specialize and all that stuff? Not for long. So let's reload that. We shouldn't be able to even attune to this. We're going to have to get rid of that aspect of it, too. I think I successfully migrated all my music off my PC. Not migrated all of it off. That's not the right word for it. I finally took time to look up all the music in YouTube. So now I'm solely on my YouTube playlist instead of also having, like, VLC kicking on the side. I'm excited about that. That's been a long time. It's one of those things where, like, you look at it, it's like, I don't want to search this again. Like, I can just open up VLC and it has my music. All right, let's see. All right, so all that information is gone as well. Soulbound 2 Vice. Let's get rid of that next. I think if we scroll up, see, everything is item wearable. I thought... Oh, I guess I'm not adding the behavior from this. I'm probably doing it in code. There's a collectible behavior right here with magic stats. Here we go. Come down to here. Yeah, so if it's my mod and it's armor, body, legs, attunement core, or anything, then it's putting on this collectible behavior. I think there's a better way to do this. Getting abducted for gaming purposes. Good luck with the coding. All right. Hope it's a fun game. Thanks for stopping by. I'm in coding prison right now. Coding prison. So I should do this a little differently, I'm thinking. I do have to change this. Alright, so I need one of my items that I'm adding a behavior to already. I think I could just go to block types. So instead of entity behaviors, I think it's called like is it collectible behaviors? and then I could do it by type and then put the name in. We're gonna give this a try. I'm gonna get off of this. That way, doing it this way, other people will be able to just look at my armor to put in patches for other armor or do anything else, right? So if I put this in here, let's do collectible behaviors by type. And then this is the collectible behavior. Now, we will see if I did that right. I don't know if it would be just behaviors. It may just be behaviors instead of collectible behaviors. We'll find out. So we'll find out because it may crash. It may also just not display, like best case scenario, it won't display the stats. Okay, so it doesn't display the stats, but you could still put it on. That's perfectly fine, actually. So let's just try behavior by type. There we go. So that was it, behaviors. So, but that doesn't that means that the armor, because I don't have this on the armor right now. Pull it up. Yeah, you cannot see the magic stats of the armor, which is perfectly fine because now I could just copy this and we can go into wearable, because I'm also going to be making belts, necklaces, and a bunch of other things. So I want this to live in JSON. So again, right, someone wants to make a mod for this mod, and they want to make, you know, the robes of Jesus, or whatever they want to do, you know, admin hat, admin necklace. You know, you basically put in the attributes, right, for the magic stat modifiers. Right, so you would put in whatever the attributes are that you want to, you know, push forward. Make sure you pop the behavior on there. You're done, and you just created an item. I want to make the staff of friendship. Does nothing but cast befriend animal on players. If the player likes you, then PvP is turned off. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. You know what? Now that I'm drinking this Dr. Pepper a little more, I am starting to get sick of it. I'm starting to get sick of it just a little bit. Starting to not quite sit right. There we go. I'm gonna put this before the attributes. Holiday headpieces too. You know what? Oh, I forgot to make something for Easter. I could have made like an eggshell that you could put on. What's the next holiday? I think in the US next holiday is like, what, Memorial Day or Labor Day, right? I always get those confused. And then 4th of July. I think the next like universally celebrated holiday is, unfortunately, I think it's October, right? It's Halloween. So what I should do, I should make a St. Patrick's Day. I should make an Easter. And I should make a Thanksgiving. I love the holiday hats. Alright, inventory bag. Is putting on a bag considered equipment? Oh my god, could I Could I put stats on a bag? I don't think so. Let's get a print statement going, because I honestly don't know. Here we go. A print statement right here in the root. Scroll all the way up. For each, yep. So if this works, so I could do, I'm going to do INV, I'm going to look at the inventory. Slot, get slot ID of slot. So it will tell me, if this is true, it will tell me what the number is for equipping something. So let's put a brilliant bag in. Nope. Just to make sure. Sturdy leather backpack. No, it's not considered real equipment, like armor. Ah, that's too bad. Imagine putting like run speed on. I could make the journeyman's backpack. Increases your run speed. I do want to make like, I love EverQuest. I want to make the journeyman's boots, and I kind of want to make the golden Ifriti boots too. Just so you know, like 10% run speed for having the journeyman's boots on. Spell haste increases by like 10% having the golden Ifriti boots. I love it. All right, so that's too bad. But at least now we know. So I should be able to go back into equipment now. And see, I do not see all of the stats. Did I reload? I don't remember if I did. Oh, duh. Yeah, it's not going to be on anything else because I forgot to put the, there we go. Oops. I forgot to put it in here in the actual armor. There we go. Let's copy this behavior. There we go. Pop it into here. Head. And legs. There we go. Save. Fireball. That means what you could do now is you can create patches. You can add this behavior, and then you can patch in the attribute. And you should be able to put these stats and modifiers on any equipment. It's awesome. Awesome. There it is. All right, I see it all again. Hooray! So beautiful. I was gonna say, uh-oh. It's all apprentice stuff. There we go. That's the apprentice. Okay, here we go. Magicians, yeah, so it's 25 mana now. All right. So everything does increase here. 6 and 6%. 8 and 8. Just spot checking some stuff here. Okay. So I'm kind of wonder what your stats would look like with attunement. Like, let's look at alteration, right? So bam, right? My alteration spell has become more powerful. What does spell haste and mana cost look like? So it's 60 and 12 seconds, right? 60 and 12. So 45 and 9. That's not bad. Let's put on all tier 3 armor. Let's do Rusty Jonas. I like the Rusty Jonas. Aaron, you know what? We will do white. Pop that on. Get my admin tool out for mana. The Codex of Destruction. Another 50% spell damage. Nasty. Alright, evocation. Attunement 4. Alright, pop that on. Arch, mage. Here's the hat. Bam. Get my mana back. And the last piece is... Archmage leggings. Here we go. Rusty Jonas. So this is kind of what endgame would look like. So that tier 1 spell, the mana's been cut in half. So instead of 60, it's 30. Cast time, instead of 12 seconds, it's 6 seconds. Duration, instead of 10 minutes, it's 25 minutes. The stat bonus, instead of 50% run speed, you get 75%. That's pretty damn good. You still got your attunement core look there. The old eyes. Get those off there. And then you would have, like, whatever your staff is. Come on. This is so freaking cool. I love this. I love it. Oh, something I fixed? You notice I can get right to the end? You can't cast early anymore. Or at least not all the time. So if we do something like, here we go. This has, here we go. Something with a slightly longer cast time. Let me test it on that. Yeah, see, concentration broken. Spell's not completing. I had 0.2 seconds left. Let's make sure here. You're still within range, buddy. See, I'm not knocking him back. 3, 2, 1. Nope. So, because you used to be able to do that. I think I fixed it. Yeah, see. But if we go right to the end now. Oh, that was 0.1. I don't want to knock this guy out. Let's, you know what? I'll knock this guy out. Or I could just make a wall. I can knock him against the wall. Here we go. There is another block in the way. I have a feeling that's not gonna be good enough. Here we go. We're really gonna knock this guy out. I mean, maybe this will do. Here we go. Alright, so we could go back to here, right? So if you do it right on mark, bam. Right? So you can't clip it anymore. I found out that the decimal point difference, the server and the client seem to have a different counter for the decimal, like for the time used. So I had to take the time used for the client and multiply it by like 1.1625. It was something like that to get them just about even. Like, I probably could go a couple more decimal places out, but it's good enough. It's good enough. All right. So the attunement cores are good. You can't put this. Oh, but did you see it said dress? I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't think you can no longer attune to these, right? So if I pull up the core, I fixed that harmony one too. Yeah, see, it's saying that I can still like attune to it. Let's change that as well. Okay. Soulbind. This is it. I need to do the same thing. Gotta do the same thing here. So we'll get rid of that. And I have to add this behavior as well, right there. So let's just go to like legs. Come on, legs. And we'll do that. Alright, so behavior wearable soulbind, copy that. Paste it in here. So this new behaviors by type. What we need. Copy that. We'll put it in for the body as well. I don't need that. Old transitionable property. I'm not going to have it in the head. I don't want you to soulbind for the head pieces. Maybe the arms. If you were to get a necklace drop, I think you should have to soulbind to it. Right? If it's anything that gives you stats. So we'll put that in there too. Attunement core, it's going to be this. But we're going to have to change this. Paste, paste, and then paste, 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 right? So this would be dash. Evocation. EVO. Oasis. What's attunement going to do now? You shall see. Here, I'll show you. I'll show you in 1 minute here. I finalized it. ALTERATION, alteration. This is going to be incantation, and this is going to be conjuration. All that's spelt right. I guess I didn't need to paste it as many times. There we go. Looking good. Save. Fireball. We're going to shut down and then hop back in. Right now, Oasis, what I'm doing is making it to where if someone wants to make new armor or a new like attunement core or add-on, they have something that they can look at, right? Like you pop a behavior on, these are the stats that you would put on. You could do it through patches. Just a little extra work to let people do whatever they want. So long as I don't hear about it, right? I don't want to be getting, John Smith coming in and being like, the staff of God Walking is crashing my game, and come to find out it's not my mod. That's a staff that someone else put in. As long as I don't get those complaints, we're good. Do whatever you want. Have fun. Just don't pirate the mod and we're good. Look at that. No additional information. Looking sharp. Mighty 5. Evocation. Let's take a look at the armor. Still good. We have our soulbound. It shows us magical stats. Okay. So this is the attunement stuff now. The old cores will still exist. So the way this is going to work, it's going to be similar. You will have they're called inert essence core. Yep, you should be familiar with this. The name changed slightly, the localized name, but you would still put this into the workbench, right? The Thaumic workbench, infuse it with an element. So that would make one of these three, right? A light charged essence core, neutral, and dark. That's all the essence cores people have made are going to become one of these three. And then really it doesn't matter which one you choose, because you're going to have, like, as for now, it's going to be a crafting recipe. And you will be able to turn this, like a light, into, say, evocation. An evocation core. And that is going to have, you know, the stuff on it, right? The, you know, your specializations. I gotta make some room here. See, look at that. All those attributes you won't need anymore. So that's how it's gonna work. It's gonna be the same kind of unlock. At tier 2 is when you can really start to you know, create something like this. So I need to get a couple more cores, and each one has a different color. So evocation's gonna be red on your face. And then you got your teal for alteration, incantation purple, and conjuration is orange. Yes, you did see more mana regen on it. Yes. And it looks like I probably spelt evocation wrong. So hold on. EVOCATION. There it is. Do a reload. So what these cores are gonna do though is what they're gonna do in the, so I don't want tier 2 people that are just tier 2 to be able to specialize, right? So to gain all these bonuses, it's gonna reduce your maximum mana. When you put them on, it reduces your maximum mana by 50 points. But you will also get +2 to your overall meditation mana regen. And you gain all the specialization bonuses as well. So right now, I have the new tier 3 armor on. Basically, tier 3 armor gives you 300 max mana. It increases your mana regen by 1. That would be 4, 5, 6. So you gain, just by having all 3 pieces on, your mana regen for meditation is going to be 6 from your armor, plus the 1 default, so that's going to be 7. And then you'll gain the additional 2 from having the attunement core on, so that's going to be 9. So each tick, you will regenerate 9 total mana as you're meditating. And I'm also going to have like necklaces and stuff out there that will also give you an extra tick of mana regen. So it's gonna be a lot better in this next update. Friend was saying it took him like 20 minutes to fill his 500 mana, right? Yeah. I'd believe it. Yeah, meditation, I never got actual feedback on it. I would always ask and they'd be like, it's fine, right? Like, either it's fine or no one answers. So I'm like, all right, I guess people must like the fact that, I'm like, it doesn't make mathematical sense. Like, I thought someone would have, you know, like people would be up in arms being like, meditation sucks when you're high level. But have you ever thought of just making it percent based? I did briefly, and then I decided against it. I don't want percent based because it just, after over time, I removed the mana cap. You used to have a mana cap. I think it was like 500 mana is the maximum you could ever get. I lifted that, so you could literally get 9999 mana. And if I did a percentage base for meditation for mana percent, you could sit down, enter meditation in 5 seconds, and gain like 200 mana a tick. You know, like a ridiculous amount. It's like, oh, I'm in the middle of fighting something, like, you know, the final boss or whatever. Yeah, let me hide behind this pillar, pop into meditation for like, you know, 3 ticks and get like 600 mana, and now I can, you know, bombard with spells again. Scale gets really stupid when you start doing percentage, and then what are you gonna do when you got like, you know, 10 mana or so? It doesn't feel good. I didn't want to do that. All right, attunement core, that's on. Yeah, look at that. That basically made this spell ridiculous. I love that. Looks like everything is looking okay. let me pull out the... Pull this out, so that looks good. Those are... Okay, I want one of the old... Here we go. This is one of the old ones. I can no longer equip it. That means I can also just get rid of the extra stuff. Let's do that next. When you put this in your hand, it does say dress. That's what we're also going to change here. So I'm going to do class by type. I'm trying to find where I'm doing... Here we go. Class by type. I'm like, where am I doing this already? It's a lot easier to just copy and paste sometimes. Here we go. Attunement core. Where is it? So let's put this on here. I will get rid of this for now. So I don't want everything to be item wearable. 1, 2, 3... And then I could do 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So for these, multi-line. So this could be light. This could be neutral, and this could be dark. And maybe I can put on the generic. Moonstone. Come on, where do I have generic stuff here? See, those are stairs. Resources. Nope, that's something special too. Crystallized memories. Nope. Arcanus. Nope. Freaking every rusty dust. Compound. Shifting fibers. Seriously? None of these? I'm not using item generic for any of these? Holy crap. Okay. Repair kit? No. Magic chalk? God damn. Alright. I think it's called... I was just going to copy and paste because I couldn't remember the name. I think I do remember the name, so I'm just going to manually put it in. Gotta get rid of all the stuff that I just opened. Hold on here. Close, close, close. Okay. So this should be item generic RM. All this is it gives it a tooltip that I can put in, like a hover tip. And then this will be evocation. This will be alteration. This will be incantation. And this will be conjuration. Alright, let's reload. Personally, I don't like it because it feels very limited. Once you're at high level mana, it feels like getting more mana is useless because you'll spend ages to get that mana back. Well, unless you increase your meditation read. See, the thing is, I want you to use more than just meditation. It should be meditation, Riftbloom, the Riftbloom tea, the other system that I'm going to be putting in after all this stuff, which is going to be the mana potion system. So there are other things that are coming in. But I do have the math in place for percentage-based stuff. I had to do it with Life Tap. The old Life Tap spell, it would take 3 or 4 hit points, and it would give you like 10-20% of your mana back. Eventually I may put that spell back in. I just have to make sure that before, the way I had things set, the healing spell used to do a lot more. Until I realized, and I did the math, that you could basically use the healing spell to fully heal yourself, and then use Life Tap to bring yourself back down, and you would net mana. So you would never have to meditate or do anything else. Like, that was the way to just get infinite mana. So I just have to make sure that it doesn't turn out that way again. This should be everything. Let's take a quick look here. So this is the same thing, right? Soulbound 2. Meditation stats, specialty stats. That's what I gotta fix. Specialize. Where is it? Collectible display in here. So magic stats. See, it's just putting in specialize. I don't think I want that. I think what I'll do is I'm gonna cut this out, and we're gonna have another if statement. Oh man, this is gonna be dirty. This is gonna be very dirty. Yeah, it takes a bit too long to get mana you need to even cast one spell. Yeah. With the new armor, with the meditation bonuses, I think that's gonna change. Now there'll probably be like points, like pain points, where you're noticing like maybe the percent of mana that you have, like you slow down right until you get like the next chest piece, or the next the tier 2 leggings or whatever. So but I think things like that are natural in games. Could maybe tie into with like artifacts, rare drops from mobs or bosses that may give you X% of your meditation mana regen as passive mana regen or something like that. So you can have the benefit of percent regen, but you have to work for it. You mean just like a passive, as in like I use the item and I get a 2-minute buff bonus passive? Not sure how to take that. If I'm thinking of it the way that I took it, I do not like that idea too much. Because I don't want passive mana regen. I want whatever way you're getting mana to be something you have to think about, right? So meditation should be the worst way to get mana back, but you can literally do it anywhere. I also have plans again for the mana potion system. You can now, through putting on armor, your mana regen does get better for meditation. But there is another way, and it was going to be like a carpet that you put down. But basically, you would create a multi-block structure space, and then by going into it and sitting and meditating in it, it would put your mind at ease, and you would not lose temporal stability as you meditate in that specific area. But maybe the cost would be like it takes a tick of essence, right, from an essence generator, something like that, which is actually what. Where is the item? I made a test item to get the core system in there. And it's the Heart of Harmony, right? So that Heart of Harmony was the effect that I wanted to give a player by meditating in that particular like sanctuary space. And I think it was actually called a sanctuary. I think it's in my work in progress here. Progress. No, those are for the items. Bastion is what I called it. The Bastion. So it was just going to be like a multi-block space, right? That takes light, neutral, or dark essence, but you could meditate within that space, and it would make it to where you didn't lose temporal stability, right? But it's your safe haven. It's not something that you would be able to just whip up anywhere. So that was the ultimate goal, but it's just there are so many other things to fix and do. Spells needed particles, right? Like they need to work. Oh, spells. Okay, let's get rid of Holiday Head. I know I want to make I know I want to make Easter helmet, or like I want to make like a broken eggshell look. I want to make a St. Patrick's Day thing. Maybe a 4th of July. Oh, New Year's. I could add New Year's. Let's do... painting St. Patrick. Let's do Easter. I want to make sure I record these things. 4th. Thanksgiving. I think I just want like a turkey on your head for Thanksgiving. And... New Year's. I'll just say types. There we go. I do want to add more of the holiday helmet stuff. We'll get there. Okay, so for this is going to be down and dirty. It's going to be very dirty. First of all, if I'm looking at... Okay, mana cost multiplier. I gotta say, if this does not equal 0, this is basically... It's basically what it's gonna be. Copy, paste, right? So, wait, no, it would be cast time would be the next one. Not equal 0. Get rid of that. Copy, paste, 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 bunch. So I'm gonna have evocation, so I have mana cost, cast time, we got the duration. I'll do dot duration. I'll put dots on all of those. Alright, so we have evocation damage. And then we will have evocation stats. And get rid of all of that. We will copy this. Enter, enter. Copy, paste, paste, right? So everything here, instead of evocation, it will be alteration. Here, this will be incantation. Looking good. All right. And this will be conjuration. I still want to put in temporary armor and stuff in conjuration. I got so much that I want to do still, but this next update is it is definitely one of the best updates. Like, everything's like optimized, feeling good. I didn't realize how unoptimized things were before. Okay, so now all of that to just do where are they? There we go. See, I got rid of the extra bloat and attunement cores. I got rid of the extra specialized thing in there. But if you look here, it will display specialized correctly. A beautiful thing. So pretty. Let me look at this. I probably should move this. Dividing line 2. I need that, right? I need that. I think this needs to go into here. All right, I'm gonna make this a little better. We're gonna paste that in. This is going to be a dividing line 3, which does not exist right now. We're gonna scroll up here. All right, I'm gonna create the local variable here. It's gonna be called dividing line 3. We will set it to false by default. So if we go into here, so flat magic reduction, if you have flat magic reduction, magic protection, we'll set this dividing line 3 into to true. Same thing right there, same thing right there. There we go, because there was the extra space. There we go, I got rid of the extra space. Got rid of the extra space there, and that's giving me a tooltip. Excellent, I just have to localize that tooltip to tell you that your old charges will convert into these items. And it'll tell you, you know, this can be turned into a spell school attunement core for blank. We're nearing the end. Play test incoming. I'm gonna have to whip up a server. It'll be good though. It'll be good. Forever alone. Really excited for this update. Can't wait to make all the new gear and trying the new spells. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be totally awesome. By the way, I saw their work in progress skills that let you put a damaging AoE on location. Will those be added in this? Those are still going to be work in progress, but I got them mapped out now. There was a lot that I had to do to even support that system, and that's what the conjuration system laid the foundation for. I had to come up with ways to where I would put out a ray cast in the direction that you were looking, in the position, for a certain length that raycast had to exist to be able to place a positional AoE thing. I got all that ironed out with conjuration. This is one of those things where it turns into feature creep. So these are all of the spells that are going to use that new system. I just don't have them in right now because I'm going to have to make a model for them and animations. What I would like to have happen is the balls, right? I want chunks of stuff to like rain from the sky, or to look like it rains from the sky. But those are coming. They are just not in yet. There's a couple work in progress things. You know, honestly, I think it's just those. If I look at conjuration spells, everything is in. Incantation spells, I got everything in there. Alteration spells, yep, everything is in there as well. It's just Void Pulse, and then all the elemental variants of Void Pulse, and Cataclysm. Cataclysm is going to be a super high mana spell, but it's gonna do disastrous damage. It's gonna do fucking ridiculous damage. It's gonna be. I want it to look similar to like Chaos Bolt in World of Warcraft that a Warlock has. Just this big thing hurling towards its target. that's what I want. Destruction, domination. And I still want to add. I want to add a system in to have ray attack type spells, because I think it'd be cool to like channel a beam. And, you know, depending on where you're looking, like, it would be part of the casting system, which is what I also put into. I had to build a lot of, like, infrastructure for spell casting before I did stuff like that. But it's coming. It's coming. Cataclysm's gonna be a beast. All of these spells are gonna be trucks. I see. It'll be super... when it's coming in, I'm sure. Yeah, I just want to make sure that I've already had this update for a while, and once everything is ready for this update, like, I don't want to delay the update because now I'm like, well, I'm designing all this stuff when everything else is working. People could be, you know, using the new Spellforge system to find spells better, or, you know, using the new attunement system to feel like a specific type of mage, right? To specialize in a type of mage, or, you know, the new sound effects, and the fact that like most spells got upped and like what they do, and, you know, everything's been tested, and the new healing spells, and You know, all this stuff. I got a huge list of all the fixes for FPS and you know, things like that. The whole casting, right, where you could like short cast. You can't do that anymore. All the fixes, all the trimmings. Like Thanksgiving. Getting all the fixins. All right. I think this is done. Legs are good. Head is good. Body's good. Oh yeah, and also the fact that people can like now patch, you know, magical stats on base game armor if they want. If they want to use combat overhaul. Ugh. CO. You'll be able to patch the attributes onto there as well on that equipment. Ugh. Combat overhaul. Ugh. Can't believe I said those words. Behaviors by type. Why do you dislike CO? Because it hijacks a lot of the base game systems that the game uses and every other mod uses, and it causes crashes. I had to rewrite a lot of my, like, the whole soulbound system, all of my armor. Like, it was just crashing everything because the old stats, right? The old, you know, protection level stats and everything that the base game uses, they created the mod to where, like, it's their way or the highway, which is a terrible way to make a mod. You don't make a mod that hijacks core game systems that everyone else uses and have crashes because you have no way to, like, if people don't want to use the mod and have like the old gear system in and the old protection system, that's why. Like, you couldn't repair my armor, you couldn't soulbind anything, none of the magic stats propagated. It's a cool mod and a cool idea, but a really shitty way of doing it. Like, you are intentionally causing conflicts. I don't like that. That's like all the, you know, harmony patching and all the stuff they did where, like, oh, protection's null and all this stuff. That's like all of us in the community are renting a house. And the combat overhaul went and said, you know what? The communal sink that everyone uses to, like, do their dishes and everything, I'm turning that into a toilet without asking anyone. So now we're all coming back expecting to see a sink to wash our dishes, and there's a goddamn toilet sitting there in our kitchen. And we're like, what's this? That's what Combat Overhaul did. That's why I've spent weeks trying to get basic compatibility with that mod. And I despise that mod for it. I don't use it. I don't use it at all. A lot of cool things, but, you know, it is bullshit. It's freaking terrible. That's why I hate Combat Overhaul. That's why I hate it. I feel making a mod should be made in mind with other mods. Yeah, it should be. That's just, we're being, you know, decent custodians. Like, we're being respectful of each other's work too, right? You know, that's why, like, when I did things like my magic stat system here, I'll show you what I did because I thought ahead for Combat Overhaul, right? So right in here, let's see, scroll down a little bit. It's actually in this section here. So if it's one of my pieces of equipment, then I'm going to look for the soulbind system, right? If it's not one of my pieces of equipment, it's all in here. This right here, I made sure to make basic Combat Overhaul compatibility. Stupid, damn, dumb, smelly CO. There we go. I can curse it out all I want through comments in my code. But these are the slots, right, that the base game uses. This is Combat Overhaul. This isn't even, like, egregious, right? This wasn't that bad, but I made sure to be like, this is a mod people use. Let me account for it. Let me account for it. That's all I'm saying. I'm getting heated thinking about Combat Overhaul. Because you know what? Everyone came to me and they're like, "Oh, I can't use Rustbound Magic in Combat Overhaul. It crashes when I start the game." Yeah, it crashes because all the patches they have you do set all the base game properties for armor, like mitigation and protection, to null. Why would you do that? Setting it to null means that if the base game tries to touch its own code, it crashes. Why? Why would you make null point exceptions like that? You know, also assuming that none of us want to extend any kind of classes, right? Because you can't just attach a class using Combat Overhaul. You have to use the Combat Overhaul class and patch that on. So that broke all of my armor. And that wasn't just the armor that Combat Overhaul messed up. There was a whole thing with my projectiles. Basically, it was an issue between Combat Overhaul, my mod, and X Skills, I think. And basically, it was said, like, yeah, if it's a Combat Overhaul projectile, it's valid. And if it's not a Combat Overhaul projectile, it's a basic in-game arrow projectile or stone projectile, right? A base game projectile. They did not account for any other types of projectiles, you know, like my mod that uses custom spell orbs and stuff. So people were casting spells and they wouldn't appear because the other mods discarded my projectiles. You know what I mean? Like things like that. Well, if it's not Combat Overhaul in the base game, it must not exist. That's why I don't like it. Fucking Combat Overhaul. Crap. I'm all heated now. Ugh. Well, let me wipe this Combat Overhaul off of me. He's spicy! Why he's so spice? You know, looking at this code, well, I closed it out. I think I can make it a little better. You know what? Actually, I'm thinking about the logic. I think it's fine the way it is. It wouldn't really make it better. I love the thick rope. The Mage Weave rope. The best part of the update right there. Mage Weave rope. So I got the new sigils. What am I need to stay a little focused here. Okay, these I need to do something. Let's see. Where are the attunement cores? Here they are. Those are all the attributes. Shapes. This needs to change. I know how I could do this. Let's go up here to shapes, recipes, shapes, entities, humanoids, emblem. So we got light, neutral, dark, light, neutral, dark. I was wondering why there is no texture. Did I get an error? Oh, I gotta restart the game. That's what the problem is here. But just to make sure, so alteration. I got dark, light, and neutral. Okay, I need to open up the editor here. Let's go to desktop. Go. Because these other ones don't have to have like the eyepieces on them. Now we're gonna go to open. Humanoids, emblem. Alright, so let's look at dark, for instance. Wow. The model creator just crashed on me. fucking thing is garbage, man. Oh my gosh. This is garbage. Let's try that again. Can't, man. Oh. File. Open. Dark. Open. You know, I'm just gonna cancel. Okay, there we go. I put film here, just in case I wanted to tint your eyes red, or whatever the color is as well. But all of this stuff, I don't need that, and I don't need that. And technically, I don't need this, so we're gonna set that to 0 as well. And just get rid of that and get rid of that. I just want the orb. So that's that one. Let's fireball that in. Reload. Will there be changes made to the Spellforge, by the way? Just failed like the 10th attempt on learning a cipher. Yeah, there were changes. There are now... You can now take like a light spell cipher, neutral, dark, whatever the spell cipher is, and run it through one more crafting process to turn it into like one specific to evocation or alteration or whatever. So you are limiting your pool instead of like a 1 out of 31 chance of getting healed. You know it's alteration, it's a light spell, and it's tier 1. So now it's a 1 out of 4 chance to actually find the spell you want. As for, you know, you're talking about like the completion attempt. No, nothing changed there. Sometimes you get bad RNG, sometimes you find a bunch in a row. The only thing it's costing you is maybe some stability, right? Some temporal stability, maybe a negative effect. And then some magic runes, and then you get to try again. It doesn't consume... It used to consume your spell scroll, your runic scroll. Or no, yeah, your spell cipher. It used to eat your spell cipher. Doesn't do that anymore. Oh. But it has improvements. Equipment... I don't like that it's doing this. I can't tell where it is. Let's do .tf edit GUI. I mean, the scale is like monstrous right now. I don't know where it is. Is it in my hand at all? Oh, ugh. Weird. I think I know what it's doing. I think I know what the problem is. I don't want it to be the problem. Because that's in your hand. Here, let me get another one of these here. That's technically in your hand. That's in your hand. It's through the Seraph, I think. Okay, let's try this. Let me manually go in. Let's pull up alteration. Let's do the backdrop shape. Okay, so the backdrop shape is the same. This is Okay, I think I know what I can do. Let's go into items, essence core. Let me try to use that. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So basically I could say if this dash evocation dash alteration dash incantation dash conjuration. This would be dash dark dash neutral and dash light. Now let's change this to items slash essence core. Alright, so paste and paste. Let's see what this does. What's the chance on it? Feels like 50-50 or worse. I think it's like there's a 50, I think it's a 50% chance to succeed, and then I take that other 50%, and then I subdivide it up into the different like issues that could happen. So your mind could shatter, your body could wither, and I think the third one is like your reality warps, which is like the one that like, oh, there we go. I can see them now. I think that's what it is. The math on that is kind of really complex. It's something that's like on the list of things to maybe rewrite, but rewrite to where like I can maybe make a config option for it. But yeah, I didn't realize I had so many other things on here. So yeah, I mean that doesn't look quite right. Let's do, so that works fine. I'm gonna have to do this. What's the ground transform look like? It's ridiculous. Okay, so none of the transforms are going to work. So I'm gonna have to do a transform by type kind of scenario. So it's gonna be something like this. Bring those back down, right? So that ends there. Let me copy this. Paste, 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 right? So this would be conjuration. Incantation. Alteration. Evocation. Make a little space here. 1, 2, 3. This one would be the specific light, neutral, and dark. Light, neutral, and dark. Now what I could do is come up here. Resources. Essence core. Here we go. So for the ground transform, that will scale the new model that it's using. That will be the scale. Paste, paste, and paste. Okay, let me save. Reload, and now let me try and throw these out. The ground transform hopefully looks better. If it doesn't, I probably should get one of the old essence core and make sure that that works, because I could have just inherited bad stuff here. Nope, that, you know what? That's pretty good. The old essence core. It's about the same size as a rift charge. Good enough for now. Good enough. GUI. This will be the next one that we do a by type with. What I will do is, transform by type. Yeah, there we go. Ground transform by type. It may actually look different now. It may be bigger. Boop, 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 boop. Doop, 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 doop. That's perfect. Look at that. Sitting right on top. Beautiful. And that is still the old way. Excellent. Excellent. That is working. So I can copy all of this. Copy. Make a bunch of space here. Paste all that in. Make a bunch of space here. Paste that in. I'm going to cut this out. Clean that up. Paste. 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 Go into the essence core. Copy. Paste. Paste. And paste. There we go. All right, so that should make it look decent in the GUI, in your tooltip. So everything should be scaled appropriately there. And then after this, I need to create the recipes. I'm just looking, I'm like, that's not right. I forgot to put the by type in. All that looks wrong. What the heck, man? Why you be like that? Yeah, so I need to create the recipes, right? So you can make these things. And then I need to just update that section of the guidebook. And it's good to go. It's done. This does not look right. Where's the essence core item? So this is what it's supposed to look like. This is not what it looks like. GUI transform, let me just make sure. Oh, first person hand transform. I copied the wrong thing. This is the GUI transform. Oh, that doesn't look right. That's gonna be better. I thought it looked a little long. Okay, now it should be set. Let's reload one more time. I think I'm done with that Dr. Pepper Black Cherry. We'll stick with life-giving water. And it's just about time. I'll probably do this. Yep, see? Perfect. Perfect. All right. Looking good. We need to do the third person. Yeah, because that's what it looks like now. That fits in your hand. Fucking ridiculous. All ridiculous. We'll minimize that. Third person hand transform. So I can cut this. Get rid of that, right? And then we can paste that in for conjuration, incantation, alteration, and evocation. And now we'll go into here. So third person hand transform is this. Copy. So for the dark, it's going to be that, neutral, and light. All right, so the positional stuff should be done. Let's reload. And get rid of that. Get rid of that. That means we have shapes down here we are no longer using. I'm going to delete those out. Wherever they may be. Those are item types. Come on, man, where are my shapes? Okay, here we go, shapes. Entities. Okay, so it's those I gotta prune out. Let's make sure. Yep. That bothers me. That it's not like directly in your hand. That means that this one is screwed up too. Pull out the other one. Oh, you know why? It's because I shrunk it. I remember doing this. No, that's the right side. Oh my god, I know what I did. I forgot to put the by type. Forgot to put the dang by type in there. Every single time I forgot to put the by type in. Let's clean up all of this extra space. That looks good. That looks good. I think I had extra space in here. Yep. Boop. Save. Fireball. Alright, we can get rid of that. So that's what it should be. That's what it is. And then it condenses down. That's better. It looks like you're holding it now. So it goes from inert to one of the charges. Perfect. We need a tooltip on this. So let's put a tooltip on this. Localization. Attunement core. So these are all the items. I need the description section. All right, here we go. Tooltip stuff. Let's put it right after the repair kit. So this is going to be item attunement core -1, right? Was that the key? Item attunement core -1. All right, I can say this is a core that is supercharged with essence. Can be or I could just say used to create attunement, attunement cores for specific magic schools. Perfect. Let's do .reload lang to reload the language file. There we go. Now we got localization on here. This is a core that is supercharged with essence, used to create attunement cores for specific magic school. That should be schools with an S. There we go. That is done. Now we need to create the crafting recipe. Because right now, yeah. Oh, and I gotta change that tooltip as well. Let me mark that down. Let's see. On my to-do list, change handbook entry for light, neutral, dark, attunement core. Yeah, because this is gonna be different. This is gonna be different now. And it's not called Essence Attunement anymore either. And other spell school. Alright. That's on the to-do list. so I don't forget to do it, because I'm not doing it right now. What I'm going to have to do is come down to recipes. Is this what I'm using? So that's the old essence core. I could just put it in here. No, you know what? Okay, I gotta stop the game. I'm gonna have to create 3 files, maybe. No, just one more. I just have to create one more file here. Copy, paste. This is gonna be attunement core. I think I want to... Is it this? Okay, it's this, right? Okay. So I'm gonna copy the pattern. So we're gonna paste that pattern in. I'm gonna copy all this other stuff. Copy all the new ingredients over. And this will be attunement core dash like evocation, right? It's gonna be one of the outputs. And in here, I'm gonna say attunement core dash anything with the type in of light, neutral, or dark. So technically, I should see. We're gonna build. Go back in. I should see that the evocation attunement core is craftable. Let me in. No issues captured. That is a great sign. I could just be lazy and do this. Boom. There it is. All right, so you would take one of the 3 cores, pop it in with a couple candles. These can be placeholders, but depending on where you put the chalk. Oh, no. Do I have the chalk marked as a tool? I don't think I have it marked as a tool for durability. Nope, it would just consume the whole magic chalk. Oh, that feels bad. Let's copy this. Is tool. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to work or not. I think I need to add that to a couple other recipes. Damn it, I knew I'd forget something. Always. Freaking always. So recipes, grid. So we'll pull this back up. So that needs to be a tool. Oh, no, not the mage candle. Hold on. Magic chalk. Here. Magic chalk. Magic chalk. And magic chalk. I'm just going to do it for the tier 1 cipher first. Magic chalk. Magic chalk. Magic chalk. And magic chalk. Alright, I'm going to save this, fireball it in. We are going to reload. Now I'm going to try and make one of the, like the evocation spell cipher, the light evocation spell cipher, and I want to make sure that it does not consume the whole piece of chalk. It just needs to consume one durability of it. Okay. Perfect. Store that stuff in there. We'll just store all that stuff. Alright, pull up some mage candles. There we go. Let's grab some magic chalk. There we go. Let's get some... spell cipher, huh? There we go, the light spell cipher, that works. Alright, use this. There. 1, 2, 3, 4. There it is. Knocked one durability off. That's what I want. I don't want to eat all of your chalk doing this. Okay, so since that worked pretty well, I might add, we need to go through tier 2 tools. There we go, magic chalk. Oh, snap. It's only going to work with normal magic chalk. It doesn't work with the temporal. Should that be a problem? Maybe, you know what? I'm gonna save you from yourself. You cannot use temporal magic chalk to do this. You will have to use the regular magic chalk. Temporal stuff's too good. You should not be doing it. Vice does not approve of that. So I'll save you from yourself. Also, it's me being lazy. So, little column A, little column B. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is all set. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is all set. And this is all set. Now we got to come up here. Tools. Paste 1, 2, 3, 4. Save. And tier 3 tools. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, that is all done. Save. Close that out. Close that out. I can close this out. Okay, so all the old stuff is good to go. Now I can focus on the attunement core. Cut that out. Paste it in there. Okay, so it's gonna take a couple mage candles just because, whatever, doesn't matter. I can replace it with anything else here. So the attunement core, light, neutral, dark. There we go. It's gonna take one durability of the chalk. So I need to copy this. And we need to paste it in 1, 2, 3 more times. Instead of evocation, this will be conjuration. The X will be here. Just like that. Looks good. This will be incantation. The X will be over here instead of there. This will be alteration. The X will be in the middle. And then evocation, perfect. We need to shut down the game. Almost there. Almost. Beautiful. All right, we're going to copy this essence core. Armors, here we go. Paste it in there. Did I made it to where you could start crafting this at tier 1. Any mage could make this. I guess, you know what? I guess I'm okay with that. Should I allow people, like, if if you want to be a tier 1 mage, if you happen to have the setup or someone else does, I mean, you know what? I'm not going to change that. There we go. Crafting tier 1. What do I care? So I gotta get rid of the D. Delete the D there. Get rid of the D there. Copy. Delete that one. Paste. Delete. Paste. Delete. And I need to set the required trait. You know, I am gonna have it be a tier 2 craft. I decided. Because with the negative mana effect that these are gonna have, negative max mana, you can't be, you know, a tier 1 mage and really, I guess you could if you had enough with armor and everything else to counter the negative. All right, let me put that on my list of things to do. Make sure essence core and attunement cores unlock at tier 3 or tier 2 in guidebook entry. There we go. All right, so this should be good to go. Let's hop back in, make sure we can see the attunement stuff. Let's make sure we can craft one of them. And we are good to go. Oh, what was that? We had an error. Recipe armor failed to deserialize. Interesting. So it's in the item attunement core. Item attunement core? Oh, I forgot the comma. All the commas? Oh, man. Oh, Vice. I'm embarrassed for you. Oh. There we go. Trying to give me lip. Alright. So after this, I think I'm at a stopping point. I gotta get up and probably do some yard work or something, or take a walk around. I got a bunch of sticks and stuff to pick up. Gotta get ready for mowing. Alright, so let's see. Were there any errors? Nope, no issues on startup. So these are the attunement cores. That looks good. Yep, and it cycles through. Yep, ingredient for all those. So that's the alteration attunement core, looking good. That's the incantation, looking good. That is the conjuration. Perfect. All of these are indeed craftable. Before I forget, again, here, we're going to close that, get rid of that, get rid of that. The old essence core can go. This. I forgot to put the reduction effect in here as well. Alright, so that is done. I don't need elemental crystals. I don't need any of the spell names. Oh, I want to do the weighted debuff. That'll be in the next update. I'm so close to releasing. I don't want feature creep to keep this any longer than it needs to be. Entity behavior. I can get rid of this. I think I'm done troubleshooting the debuff. Get rid of that. All right, so I whittled it way down. Look at that. Beautiful. Yeah, like another CO thing. Okay. All right, let's find someone to raid. Who should we raid? Alright, we're gonna raid this guy. The Caps Mac. / raid the Caps Mac. Alright, everyone. Thank you for watching. A lot of progress being made here, so later today, when I get time to get back on, I'm going to be creating the, really, the recipes. The recipes are in, everything is in. I have a couple notes. I'm gonna have to make sure, like, the attunement core, like, I just have to redo the guidebook entry right now. Once I change the, once I update that part of the guidebook for the new attunement system, I'm going to fire up a server and test it all out. Make sure there are no big crashes, right? Cycle through spells, see how beginning game feels with all the, with how fast you can get into grimoires now. And yeah, really test it out. I'll probably test it out for like a day. I got a couple people I play games with. I'll see if they want to hop in to the server and help play test it too. And then I have to get all the patch notes together and do a full release. It's going to be a lot of patch notes. This is a huge update, but it is awesome. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Adios.